Sights. Here's my sight for my Pieta 1861 Navy, and I'm going to grind that down, that notch down, and I'll tell you why. I'm shooting 5 inches high at 9 yards. So I referenced Blackie Thomas's Percussion Revolver series, and he has one video, Masterclass Sights. Well, he talks about the front sight also, and he says undercutting the sight prevents glare from having you adjust your sights incorrectly. Instead of keeping it in the middle, you're pushing it over. Also, that happens with the rear sight. If there's sun coming from, say, the right, and you've got the sights, you would have the sights centered normally, or you'd want to have the sight centered. But that light makes this notch appear larger than that notch. So you push the sight over, and it's called shooting toward the sun. So there's different ways that you can handle that. The companies handle that. One of them is the Ruger. You can see they don't undercut the sight, but they make the back of the sight, or the towards you sight, shorter than the front. So and also the top is stippled, and that cuts down the glare. Let's see that. So as you sight, get this down again. As you sight, you cover that lower portion, so you don't get the glare as much off the straight edge, the 90-degree angle of the sight. You see that ramp, and the sun would be hitting in different ways and be basically diffused. Now, the Remington handles it a little bit differently on the Target model. They do undercut the sight. They also stipple the ramp here, and that breaks up the sunlight. And in my particular case, I lift off the rear because I find that helps with my old eyes. That helps. I can put it in the center much more easily, and that is actually going to make the sun, shooting toward the sun, less likely, because these two gaps are so wide between the two that it's not going to be it doesn't a problem for me. So that's kind of a quick overview of my sights. Shout out again to Blackie Thomas, and I'm going to grind that Pieta sight down in my next video. Thank you so much.